There's a whole lot of business coaching out there that just does not work. In the last 15 years, I've been in the small business owner community, and I've gotten to talk to thousands of business owners as a trainer and facilitator and also as a business coach. And I found that there's three things that often make the coaching relationship go off the rails and not be that effective. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about those three things and what I think the solution is and what you should look for when you're hiring a business coach. And we're going to talk about what you can introduce into your business right now to make sure that you're getting the impact of these even before you hire a coach. Well, hey, my name is Josh Friberg, and I am a one-on-one business coach as well as a meeting facilitator. I'm a certified exchange guide, which means that I particularly practice how to take learning, move it from passive to active, as well as including conscious leadership or the inner work of personal transformation when we talk to business owners about making changes in their business work. Well, as I mentioned, I've had a chance to talk to thousands of people about their business that they own, how they operate it, that hard challenge of never being fully at work, never being fully at home, and trying to navigate that really challenging and difficult world. Well, what a lot of people do is they seek out coaching. They hear that some people have had really great impact from coaching, that they've had some big changes, increase in revenue. They have more time with their family. In fact, I create a lot of that together with my clients in our coaching relationships. But when I talk to people and ask them if they've ever had a coaching relationship that didn't work, there's some themes that I notice keep showing up. I want to take a minute to share those with you. So the first one is something that I discovered late, but that I'd been using for a long time. And that is really making the shift from passive learning to active learning. So here's what happens a lot of times. People, they're struggling in their business and they see someone who's doing what they would love to be doing, right? I saw this in real estate all the time. Somebody who's selling, 20, 30 homes a year, and then they meet somebody who's selling 150 homes a year, and they go, wow, I want to be like that person. And so what they do is they hire someone just like that. And what happens is that person then that coach then begins to tell them what to do. Right. And it's part of it's caught up in this word coach, right? Because we have this picture of a coach that's sort of like the high school wrestling coach, the high school football coach that is conveying information. But what we want to do is actually look to metaphors. If we're going to look to sports, we want to look to metaphors of elite performers, because in elite performance, their coaches don't tell them what to do. Their coaches become a mirror and a thinking partner for advanced athletes to self-discover what changes they need to make. And so the first thing I notice in coaching that's not effective is that it's really about passive learning. It's about the coach telling you what to do. But coaching that's highly effective and that works really well, not just for you achieving like the business goals that you have, but the life goals, personal goals that you have, goals that are aligned with your values, is active learning. What does active learning look like? Well, in the coaching relationship, it looks like this. It looks like you and the coach together agree to an experiment that you're going to run this next week, some actions and activities that you're going to take. And then when you come back the next week, we first discuss, what did you learn from that, right? You went out and you tried a new marketing approach. How did it go? What did we learn? Was it authentic to you and what you're trying to accomplish? Did it get the results that you're looking for? Is it something that's sustainable within your current workflow? This is all active learning where you as the client are a full participant in the coaching process. So the first thing you want to look for is how to move the learning from passive to active. The second thing is we need to shift the coaching experience from just the outer work of coaching. Here's the systems you use. Here's the practices. I learned this a lot because I worked in a high achieving environment where there was a lot of meticulous work done on what I call the outer work. And it was how to manage a schedule, how to manage workflow and priorities in a certain order, and being really clear, having hard dark lines on what we do when and how we batch our activity and how we compartmentalize it and set up workflows. Great, that stuff's all incredible. But what I learned over the course of years of teaching that material is that it worked for some people and it didn't work for others, and I couldn't figure out why until I started asking some questions. And the questions are related to the inner work. Let's say that you set out to do something new. It's the new year, so you decided to do what everybody else is doing and start a workout plan. But within a couple of weeks, it doesn't work. Well, why not? Is it because you don't know that exercise is healthy and good for you? No. Is it because you don't know how to design a workout program? Probably not. You either could, or you could find one, or you could hire somebody to give you one, right? Usually there's some sort of inner work that we haven't done, that we haven't really been fully conscious, fully present and aware to ourselves, to our whole constellation of like values and relationships that are interconnected, and how we're going to impact change in those areas. When we do the inner work, when we do the conscious personal awareness work, what happens is we can actually have these big shifts, these big changes in behavior, because we're bringing alignment to our values and our whole person. And if we just try to change the outside, if we just try to add an hour of exercise 3 days a week, well, we're not going to be able to do that because we didn't think through who we were going to have to negotiate with in order to make that happen. We didn't think through the fact that, well, I don't like going to Zumba classes on Tuesday morning at 5 a.m, right? We have to do some inner work along with the outer work in order for the outer work to have an impact and take effect. So when I see the shift from like not so good coaching to great coaching, what it usually includes, almost always includes, is the inner work portion, the consciousness portion, where we are aware of our value systems, of our energy levels, of blockages we may be having, to taking new action and new behavior. The last thing that I see, and it's so funny because when I start with a new client, particularly high performers, they actually love the idea of being told what to do. They just are so strong-willed that there's very few people that can do it in their life. But the other thing is, and they'll always say this at the end of the call, it's so funny, they're like, all right, coach, what's my homework? All right, what's my homework? And the problem with homework as our metaphor here is that homework, right, if you're in school, homework, oh, you got to go do it to get the grade, to get the point, to get the points that you want, to get the grade you want in school, so you get into the right college, so you get the right job, so you can marry the right person, so you can be happy and whatever. That whole mythology is built in. Oh, if I do my homework, I'll get all the results that I want. But then homework comes performance for the person who assigned the homework. It becomes, the client is now performing to give me what I want. Well, I don't care if they start the new marketing plan. I don't care if they, right? It doesn't impact me if they do it. I want them to do it for their sake. I want them to do it for their goals, to accomplish what they want to have done, right? I'm not sitting there like, sometimes I'm not sitting there like Santa Claus checking off a list whether or not they did it. Instead, what I want to invite my clients to do, and I think this is where we can get into real high levels of performance, is to go out into their week and conduct experiments. Hey, I would like to try. That's like, by the way, a swear word in like high performance worlds, the word try. It's so ridiculous. No, I'm going to try something. I'm going to do something new, not knowing what the results might be, so that I can learn from it. So I'm going to try getting up at 5:30 every morning this week and see what I can learn from that. I'm going to try eating a healthy breakfast every day this week and see what I can learn from that experience. It's so much different than homework. See, if it's homework, now I'm begrudgingly, my stupid coach make me get up at 5:30 in the morning and eat a good breakfast. I'm not doing anything. You do it, right? You choose it and then see what you can learn from it. So what happens is, and this is super cool, people go out and they run these experiments and they go, Josh, 5:30 is way too early. I can't do it. Okay, no problem. What would you like to do? It's your life, your work, your job, your business. What do you want to do? Oh, I want to get up at 6. How about the healthy breakfast thing? Actually, that really worked well for me. It gave me a lot of more clarity of mind and energy and started my day right. A little bit of a headache, but worth it. Totally worth it. Oh, okay. Well, then let's do another experiment. Let's try that again and see what happens. So I think these moves can really take, if you've had a negative coaching experience before, or if you're hesitant about the coaching experience, or I recognize that what it is if coaching is really done well, it should be active learning, not passive learning. You should be a full participant in it. It should include inner work in addition to the outer work. It's not just about a series of tasks to accomplish. It's about a transformation of who you become along the way. And then lastly is, let's move away from language of homework and talk about experiments. Running experiments, creating an iterative process. Now, how could you include this if you don't choose to get into coaching right now? How can you start this? Right away, become an active learner in your life. When things, at the end of each day, say, what can I learn from what happened today? Second, do some inner work. If you're trying to do something and it's not working, you keep attempting to do an action, a new task, a new behavior, and you're not getting there. Look at what internal work you might have to do to accomplish it. And if I can invite you to try some experiments, instead of thinking of all your tasks as homework, right? Something that you begrudgingly do. Instead, it's something that I'm testing to see how it might impact my life. If you'd like more information on coaching, if you'd love to talk, please connect with me, reach out, put something in the comments, or send me a direct message. I'd love to learn about your business and see how facilitated coaching, holistic coaching, would help you.